We're all men here, so let's admit that looks matter. Physical appearance is just really important to men, and that's okay. I'm not here to change your mind about that. But in this video, what I want to share with you are 10 reasons why we as men need to recognize that looks aren't everything. So let's get started. I'm with you guys. I'm admittedly superficial when it comes to women. I care about looks, I care about physical appearance, and yeah, I definitely appreciate and value attractive women. Nothing wrong with that. But here's the thing. We as men, we're making the mistake all too often of judging a woman based more so on her physical appearance. And it's a mistake. When we're improperly valuing or improperly prioritizing a woman based on her physical appearance, that's when mistakes happen. That's when we put ourselves in, well, you could look up and find yourself in a regrettable situation one day, wondering, how did I get here? Oh, yeah, I made a decision just based on physical appearance. And sometimes you're missing out on opportunities because you're making decisions mostly based on physical appearance. Now, here's the thing. Guys, that's okay that you value physical appearance. That's natural. It's hardwired in your brain. But I think all of us can recognize that there's more to assessing a woman than her physical appearance. And I think all of us are even on the same page that we could admit that, well, there are even more important things than physical appearance when we're assessing a woman. So why do we keep on making the same mistake over and over? I'll tell you why. Because we haven't mastered the lesson. And maybe we never will, but we can master this lesson better and make this mistake less often. So how do we do that? Well, if we're going to impact your behavior, your actions, your performance, the only way that we can do that is by shifting your beliefs first. So that's why the purpose of this video is to give you 10 reasons that are going to give you better perspective and shape your behavior, because it's going to shape your beliefs about, well, assessing women based solely on their physical appearance and helping you have that perspective that there are more important things, that reminder, that perspective, whatever you need to help you shift your beliefs so that you make this mistake less often. It probably won't be the last time, but we can make it less often. Let's go ahead and get started. Reason number one, makeup and filters do way too much. Guys, we need to acknowledge the age that we're living in because we need to recognize that women have access to more makeup products than ever before. And these products are better than ever. And women younger than ever are using these products. And women younger than ever are becoming masters and experts at using these products. So here's the thing. Makeup isn't inherently bad, but we as men, we have a responsibility to develop the skill, or at least the awareness, to think about how much the effect the makeup is having. Is it just highlighting her beauty, or is it creating the beauty with an entirely new face? Something to kind of think about, because if you've ever seen the before and after of, say, Oprah or Tyra Banks, when they show how they looked before makeup and then after their glam squad got to them, the difference is night and day. Something that we need to pay attention to, a skill that you're going to have to develop. And also, you're going to have to take into consideration those pictures that you're fawning over for a woman looks so pretty and so perfect. Well, it might not all be natural because there are filters on Snapchat or various apps or on her smartphone that can make her jawline seem more narrow, her eyes bigger, or that give her perfect skin and that glowing look. Something that we have to take into consideration. So, like I said, we're living in a new age and we have to sort of acknowledge it and develop that skill set to better discern what physical beauty we're attracted to and what physical beauty is maybe false or a misrepresentation based upon, well, makeup or a filter. Reason number two, appearing to be physically fit isn't as impressive when you're young. Guys, I want you to understand that when you were a kid, you could probably eat and drink like shit all the time with no negative consequences. I mean, you looked good, you felt good, and though it doesn't last for forever, it does kind of last through your 20s. And that's what we need to pay attention to, because if you are looking at women in their 20s, something that you have to consider if you're going to fawn over a woman's physical appearance is, how did she obtain that body? Was it just by luck? Was it just because of her age? Or is it because she developed some awareness, some knowledge about lifestyle, about health and fitness and exercise that helps her develop and maintain that body? You know, there's some better investments that we could be making, or at least some considerations that we should be making. So we need to remember that physical fitness, that appearance, is just not as impressive, or it shouldn't be as impressive when someone just has that body because they're young. Reason number three, looks don't correlate to communication compatibility. Guys, we're superficial, but we can't fall victim to the halo effect, where we basically attribute positive characteristics to someone, well, undeservedly because we find them attractive. We can do better and we need to do better. We need to understand, and I think we do, that there are some things that are more important than physical appearance, like communication compatibility. Yet, at times, you're going to find yourself trying to make it work, trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Why? Why are you going to give this woman all these chances? Because she's so attractive. You want to, in your head, prove your story right that not only is she attractive, but she'll be great for you. And yes, the communication compatibility is there, but you're forcing it. You're trying to make yourself believe it. And time after time, you realize it's not happening. We need to remember that just because you find someone physically attractive, just because someone has the look, that doesn't mean that they have compatibility with communication with you. Reason number 4, looks don't correlate with sexual compatibility. Guys, this may be something you don't want to hear or believe, but her looks, how much you are attracted to her, it has nothing to do with how compatible you could be with her sexually. I mean, it just, however good looking she is, that has nothing to do with her sexual skills, her connection with you in the bedroom, what she's interested in, what she's not interested in, and how compatible with you are. Totally unrelated. And I know you wish that it would be the case that the more that you found someone attractive, the more compatible they would be with you in the bedroom, but that's not the case. I mean, think about the odds. What are the odds that the women that you find the most attractive are also the most sexually compatible with you? Not very good odds when you really kind of think about it. A lot of hopes and dreams. I'm not mad at you on that about that, but the odds are low. So keep that in mind. Reason number 5. Looks do not correlate with emotional intelligence or health. Guys, you're really going to have to battle this halo effect here because every time we see an attractive woman, we look at the exterior and think, wow, that looks great. And we falsely assume that everything on the inside must be great. Everything in her past must be great. That's not true. Everyone has their baggage, everyone has their demons, everyone has their imperfections, but at times we really impose this belief upon someone else just because of their physical appearance. Remind yourself that her physical appearance has nothing to do with her emotional health or intelligence or anything of that sort. Because if you neglect that understanding, you'll find yourself in a toxic relationship with someone that you're enamored with because of their beauty, but it's just so toxic and you're going to wonder, how did I get here? Because you have to remember that how someone looks has nothing to do with their emotional sort of attachments and what they're bringing to the table. Remember that. Reason number 6, looks don't correlate with lifestyle compatibility. Guys, you need to understand that you could possibly land someone who is physically perfection for you. Your type, 10 out of 10, checks all the boxes. But if they don't have compatibility with their lifestyle, it won't last very long because you'll look at them and be very happy, but they have different values for how they want to live, what they value, what they prioritize than you. You guys will be on different wavelengths. You want to do different things at different times and separately. And you're going to realize we aren't actually that compatible with our lifestyle. And even though looks are super important to you, you'll probably realize that lifestyle compatibility is maybe a notch higher. Reason number 7, looks don't correlate with compatibility of values. Guys, you need to understand that it's great, it's awesome if you land someone and connect with someone who is physically your type, but it's really not going to be a great experience, a great connection or relationship if you have incompatible values. Because your values, the things that you view as being so important in life in various categories like religious values, morals, how you communicate, how you spend money, lifestyle, where you live, all sorts of personal, professional values out there, you have to have that compatibility. It goes beyond physical appearance. You won't have any sort of connection that really lasts if you don't have compatible values. So remember that, and remember that looks just don't correlate with compatibility of values. So don't expect it, don't assume that. Reason number 8, do you want a woman who displays herself for validation? Now, not every attractive woman gets on social media and displays herself for validation, but more and more we're living in a society where it's becoming more normal, more appropriate, and even expected that women are just going to display themselves on social media. Maybe it's lifestyle, maybe it's some risque pictures, but it's becoming more normal. And it's something that you have to consider because with attractive women, there's an audience for them should they decide to participate. And that's really something that it's really becoming a thorn in a lot of budding connections and relationships. And I encourage you to consider that aspect. Do you want to deal with a woman who feels the need to display herself for validation? Reason number 9, physical attractiveness is not uncommon. Understand you can find attractive women in every city, state, country, continent, all over the world. They exist. And bottom line is, Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we all have our preferences. So don't get too caught up in chasing physical appearance, because you could always be chasing it because someone will always be younger or have something physically that is different, unique, that you find attractive. So I just want you to get a head start on understanding that it's like money, where physical appearance is important, but if you think it's going to buy you happiness or make you happy in a relationship all by itself, it won't. And you might not believe that until you experience it, like someone who believes money will buy happiness doesn't believe it until they get money and then they realize, I'm still not happy. I just want you to get a head start on realizing just how you should be valuing physical appearance and realizing just how common it is to find someone who's physically attractive. Reason number 10, she might have been spoiled by her looks her entire life. We know that attractive people, they get treated better in life. They make more money, they get more opportunities, people think better of them, life is just better for them. But most people who are attractive women, for example, haven't always been attractive, all right? They had a fugly stage. They went through adolescence. They were awkward at times in their looks. So they had to grow into that look. But what if you run into this rare, exceptional woman who, just by luck of the draw, has been sort of physically attractive her entire life? As a baby, she was cute. As a child, she was adorable. As a teenager, as an adolescent, she was pretty. And now, as an adult woman, she's beautiful. What does that create? I'll tell you what it creates. It creates a spoiled person. Now, that's not necessarily to mean that she's a bad person, but consciously or unconsciously, those around her for her lifetime have likely treated her better than most everyone else in the world gets treated. So you need to know that these women out there do exist. And is that something that you want to deal with? Because if you are focusing so much on physical appearance and you think that's it, you're more likely to run into this type. And believe me, this is a very difficult type to deal with, because you look at them and you're like, wow, beautiful, and you want it to work. But there are challenges when you deal with someone who is spoiled their entire life, even if they didn't ask for it, even if they have a good heart. There are going to be some challenges, some tough times, some disagreements. You can be like, what the fuck? What world is this person living in? And I'll tell you what, it's just very different, because you may run into someone who has been attractive their entire life. Do you really want to deal with that? Can you really deal with that? It's not for everyone. So if you find yourself in that situation, hopefully you have a heads up that this person exists, and it can be quite challenging if they've been spoiled, whether they liked it or whether they wanted it, their entire life. And there we have it, guys. 10 reasons why a woman's looks aren't everything. If you agreed or disagreed or have something to add to my list, then go ahead and throw it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you appreciated the content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you believe that learning about better strategies for life and love is advantageous, I invite you to join Get Game Group. Membership is free, open to men and women, offers weekly game video lessons, and a weekly mailbag for member submissions. Click the link in the description to join.